everybody. It's time for another episode of SMB Tabletop. And now it's time for the new players of Thyr to go on an adventure!
I hate to do this, but there's an ad. You're gonna have to wait.
Oh no!
Reese's!
I ran my ad in a starting soon screen.
Try out this new Shadow Realms game.
After these messages,
I hate Shadow Legends.
this stream is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
So what I do for every stream,
Now
the
ad is done.
That's right, Cat.
We knew this all along.
Hello, stream! Welcome to another episode of SMB Tabletop, where the players of Thyr will be finally going on their adventure! When previously we left the players, they died and were reborn in the world of Thyr. And then
is that right?
Tiefling came in and was being a dingus and got arrested. And now we bring you to the game already in progress. We should introduce everybody. Let's go down the list on my Discord display. Davkis, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Davkis. I play Tybalt. What is my last name? Migeti? How did you pronounce that one?
Let's just stick with first names.
Okay, Tybalt Migeti. That's what it is now.
Everything about the characters was randomly generated.
Oh, okay.
Except
Tybalt,
for except for 3 people's names.
Gotcha. I am a gnome dwarf. A gnome druid.
Not a great start. I am not a gnome dwarf.
I'm a
Alright.
dwarf. I know I'm muted, they can't hear me.
Fallen, you're up.
I'm Fallen, and I am playing Osu, and I am easily swayed with bread.
Glammy, you're up.
Hi, I'm Glammy and I play Helen, I think. And I'm a gnome paladin who is the twin to my
Tybalt.
Tybalt.
Yep. Kiri.
I'm Kiri, and I play Cheryl, the big booty Marsha. Can I do the joke?
That happened last time.
Marsha! Sorry.
Okay.
Alright, Mac, you're up next.
I'm Mac. I'm playing Brennan Fletcher, and yesterday I discovered the joys of cheese. I wonder what mysteries I'm going to discover today.
Oh lord. Sella, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Sailor. I play Fargrim Hammerstone. I am a rogue hill dwarf. You know, that actually sounds... That doesn't sound like a class race.
I told you, like, all of these characters were randomly generated, and it came out really funny.
I like
Tara,
that.
you're up next.
Hi, I'm Tara, and I'm playing a dragonborn sorceress named... Just call me Gee.
Gee!
Okay.
And lastly, we have X.
Hello, I am X, or Eccentric, and I am playing Althea, the Wood Elf Monk.
Yeah! So, what's going on? That's weird.
Uh-oh.
No,
Oh, you broke it.
slight audio issue on my end.
Oh, okay.
I fixed it. I'm getting much better at technology. Probably because it's May now. Okay. So, previously, you guys were all in the town square, and you had realized that you had suddenly been reincarnated or swept away, spirited away into this fantasy world that you now find yourself in. We are going to have episode 2 start with everyone inside the sheriff's station, and the tiefling who you know, or Osu is the only person who knows his name. He is now in a jail cell The sheriff is locking it as you all enter the sheriff's, or the chief of police guardian guy's office. Thankfully, he has been removed from his uncomfortable socks, and he is finger combing his long white hair in an attempt to rebraid it in place.
Could I get reminded of what Osu found out the tiefling's name was?
So Osu found out that the tiefling's name is Orail Ashmoth.
Thank you.
Yep. So we're gonna start from the bottom of the list now. X, what would you like to be doing at this point in time?
Observing.
Okay.
Silently observing.
Okay.
Very much observing.
Okay. Tara,
Oh,
what would you
observant.
like to be doing?
I would like to be what is the tiefling doing currently?
So he is currently attempting to, he's like pulled his long white hair over his shoulder and he is finger combing it. He is attempting to rebraid it in place and he's kind of fixing himself up. You know, he was just manhandled across several fields of crops.
Oh, the poor thing. So there's nothing blocking me from talking to him, right?
No, nothing is
Visibly?
blocking you from talking to him. He is, however, currently in a jail cell.
Right. I'm gonna go up to the jail cell and be like, so you're from Corsa?
Corling.
Corling? Sorry. Wrong.
No,
Wrong
it's okay.
thing.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Corling?
The tiefling will look up at you and say, "Yes, I am a scholar from Corlink. I research mysterious goings-on in the world."
My face is just alight with excitement and happiness because I want to be here. What weird things have happened, or that you're looking for? Can you tell me more about Corling?
There's hi, Hope. Okay. Oh, sorry. Go away, Gigi.
Gigi,
Tell us more about
playing-
Corlink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meow, meow. The tiefling gets up and he kind of pushes his face into the jail bars, and he looks at the sheriff and he says, "Really, there's no need for this. There's no need to put me into a prison and take my things." And he sticks his arm through the bars as if trying to reach a leather satchel that's sitting on the desk. He's like desperately trying to reach it, and of course he's nowhere near it.
Is the sheriff paying attention?
Yes. So the sheriff looks directly at the tiefling and says, "Whether it was your fault or not, you caused a riot in my town. So I'm gonna have you sit in here, cool your jets. I'll let you go later tonight when everyone else has gone to bed. But you gotta leave town right then. And I don't want you coming back here. As for the rest of you guys, why are you in my office? Do you know this gentleman?" Stella, it's your turn.
I would just
What?
like to be kind of silently observing and listening to all the conversations as well.
Okay. Alright, Mac.
So I was gonna come here anyways, but just double checking beforehand. We all just randomly decided to come here, right? We didn't come here like because we were invited or anything then.
No, I'm pretty sure we just all followed what was going on.
Okay, good.
was
I don't
it.
have to replan things then. I just want to say then that I'll just say about how I had actually a sort of a question about the tiefling's work over there. His line of work seems to line up with something that I've been needing some information on. So I was wondering if I had a chance to ask him some more questions, if I could.
The sheriff looks really irritated. He stands up from his desk. He points at Glammy, points at Kellen, and he's like, "Alright, I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna go make sure nobody pushes over any lamp posts or anything. Kellen, I'm putting you in charge of this group. Make sure they don't bust him out until everybody else has gone to bed. Oh,
Yes, sir.
and keep an eye and make sure they don't cause any other trouble." And with that, he leaves.
And I just kind of like say the thing. That's proper.
Okay. The tiefling is still trying desperately to reach his bag. He's got got his shoulder kind of sticking out of the bars, like his face is kind of like a little smushed and twisted against the opposite side of the bars.
May I interrupt really quick?
Go ahead.
Am I the only one that doesn't show any audio coming through on the stream?
Oh no, have I just been doing this whole stream?
Oh no.
Have I been muted this whole time?
It would appear so.
Oh
Yeah, I'm not getting anything on stream either.
no!
Excellent.
Sorry,
no.
I wanted to listen to audio volumes and I kept thinking it was something wrong on my end.
No, yeah,
What?
that's 100%. Yeah.
It is all of
Oh,
us in the stream,
no.
so yeah, we would all had it muted.
No, but
Oh,
oh
no.
no! Oh no! No!
It's okay. It's okay.
Luckily,
Let's start over. We
video-wise,
only just started. It hasn't been an hour. Thank you, Fallen.
Davkis, can you come help? Because
Come
if
help find it.
I'm not
think I
getting the
know.
little bars.
Yeah, I think I know what it is.
Oh,
It's
poo.
okay. We're not professionals here.
I'm such
Yep.
a bad streamer, you guys.
What? Nobody's here because we're good at this.
No, professional amateur streamers. We
This
got
is
this.
so on brand
We
for us
SMB
right now,
otherwise.
guys.
this could
Yeah, seriously.
this
Yeah,
could totally
see, I
turn
don't know
into a.
what's- I don't know what's going on. Hold on, I gotta restart my gotcha game.
So, the good news is I did get all of the audio on my end.
Yay!
Right?
Oh,
Okay,
we got audio.
I'm trying again. Can you hear me on stream? I
Oh,
should have.
I hear it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start over for the people in the stream, just super quick, and then we will speed run the last 10 minutes.
Really fast though.
Yes.
Well, I guess this will be the test. It sounded like Discord was quiet, so let me. Yeah, we're coming in a little quiet, but
Oh, okay. Let me see.
I think we all just need to yell at
No,
No.
please don't
you. I
yell
think
at
that's
me.
the greatest answer to this problem.
Don't yell at me.
Chaos
I'll
Goblin?
cry. Wait, hold on. I've got
What if we're yelling how amazing we think you are?
Oh, poo! I don't have a... Everybody sees the little grid thing for my character. I have a crying face, I just don't have it set up right now. Don't yell
There,
at me,
I got you.
I'll cry. Okay, so, hello stream, take 2. Welcome to SMB Tabletop. I
need-
am... What?
Sorry. Do you need? Were you able to boost the volume a little bit?
Yes,
from
I
this?
did.
Okay.
I moved the slider on
Okay.
OBS.
Okay. Sorry.
I-
Continue.
That should help.
Technical difficulties.
That should help with everything.
Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's more volume. All right. So, I lost my momentum, but anyway, everybody's in the sheriff's office, having followed the tiefling and the sheriff into the building. Tiefling is in jail. He is fine and unharmed. Sheriff has left Kellen in charge, and everybody is trying to figure out what's going on. He, the Dragonborn, is very interested in the
School of
Core
Wizards
link.
and Witchersty.
yes.
I'll show myself out.
Fallen, I believe you had something, or was this something that you wanted to say, the fact that we had no volume?
Yeah, otherwise I will wait for my turn.
Okay. Mac, I believe it was your turn. I think you were the one who was currently going.
I think we just, well, I mean, I can still go, but I had basically just asked if I could ask the tiefling some questions about his work. And then the sheriff marched his way out.
Yes. So the sheriff left, because, he ain't got time for this. And you guys are left alone with the tiefling, who is still
Hello, isn't he?
trying to reach his he's still trying to reach his bag on the desk. He looks up when you say that, Brennan, and he goes, he's actually a lot nicer than some of the other sheriffs that you find in small towns.
Oh, I have no doubt about that.
There are actually quite a few mean ones in the southern islands. He's continually trying to reach his bag.
I appreciate your... It's not that I don't appreciate your tenacity or anything, but I don't think this is quite going to work. And even if you did, I don't think the two lovely people over there are going to be so pleasant about you retrieving your bag. Would you like some cheese?
Oh, no thank you. I can't touch the stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll touch it for you then.
Okay then. Kiri, it's your turn.
Althea, I bet you this tiefling and those sheep, they're in cahoots with the druids who are poisoning our water with mushrooms.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, we're going through this again.
The tiefling stops. So Oral stops, reaching for his bag, and he gets like this kicked puppy look on his face, and he's very teary-eyed, and he says, I promise I wasn't doing anything to the sheep. I just got here. I promise if you just hand me one of my journals, I can show you. I was just sketching the sheep. Please,
All right.
I've never done anything to any animal. I would never dream of hurting an animal.
So I'm
I
gonna
walk over and
saunter
hand him.
Go for it.
I was saying I'm going to walk over and just hand him one of his notebooks.
Okay. So are you gonna hold the bag out, or do you pull a notebook? Because when you open the bag, you see that it's just full of notebooks.
Yeah, I just pull in and reach one.
Okay. So you hand him one of his notebooks. He opens it up. He turns to a few pages. He pulls a smaller notebook out of those pages.
Notebook
And then
section.
opens it up, and he kind of holds it. He holds it up like as if he were showing a picture book to children, and he says, see, these are my notes from this particular words are hard. These are my notes from this particular expedition.
I take a look
He
at
holds,
him.
and it is literally really kind of nicely done sketches of corn and farmers in a field, and there's sheep in the margin where it talks about what sheep are eating. there's a cube drawing of a sheep, and as he continues to turn pages, there's a chicken and doodles of like weird looking chickens, like they're oddly shaped, like maybe he was just, doodling and then put a face on it and some legs.
Alright, Tiefling, this is a likely story that you're not involved in anything nefarious. But what is this? This doesn't look like a chicken.
Oh, no, you see, I was wondering how chickens came to be. And so I was wondering if maybe chickens came from some ancient ancestor of the basilisk or the cockatrice. And so I was trying to see how evolution would take these mythical beasts and these ferocious things and make them tiny, and how they could produce eggs that could be edible. It's fascinating, really. If you open the egg, it's yellow inside and it has this membrane that protects the egg, and it's very fascinating. And I was watching as he's gonna keep going on like this unless you stop him.
I just like, okay, dude. You lost me at
Membrane.
membrane.
Oh, I'm forgive me, I tend to do that.
It's okay.
He tries to flip some more pages in his book, and he just keeps holding them up, and like there's drawings of trees.
I just take both notebooks back and put them in its bag. Like,
as you take them away, his hands like follow the notebooks out of the bars, and he's just like, oh.
What does this have to do with anything you were rambling about and creating all that mess in the town square?
I don't think he created the mess.
I don't know how I angered the nice farmers. I was simply observing their livestock, and I guess maybe I upset them by doing so.
So what were all those ramblings then?
Oh, well, I have a bad habit of talking out loud and rambling when I'm studying an object of interest. I have often been told that I mutter too much.
So he's crazy.
I'm glad I didn't say what I was about to say then. I was about to say, this guy gets me.
So you're crazy.
No, I am not crazy.
Hey guys, let's not like call each other crazy here. Like, we're gonna start some more stuff, and I'm supposed to keep the peace. I wanted my job.
You guys in
I mean,
trouble.
no offense. Just kidding.
I can assure you that I am indeed not crazy. They would not allow me to go on expeditions if I were.
Well, okay.
An expedition for what?
For research purposes. You see, I am currently exploring what I have called otherworlders. You see, sometimes the membrane or the walls between planes can get a little thin. Imagine it like, and he runs over to the clay pot where the water for the prisoners is being stored. He picks it up and he brings it back over, and he says, "Imagine this," and he sticks his hand in and he swashes the water around a lot, and he creates a lot of bubbles. And he points at the bubbles and he says, "Imagine that this is our universe. You see how each individual bubble is itself a singular bubble, but when connected, they all make a larger collection of bubbles. My hypothesis is that where each plane could be a bubble, each universe itself could be a bubble, meaning that our planes of existence that we know of could be connected to completely separate universes or worlds, which could have their own collection of planes. And in fact, and he sets the pitcher down on the ground. In fact, if you could just return my notebook to me, he starts reaching out again for his bag on the table.
Can I take the bag to him? I'm gonna take the bag to him.
Okay.
I'm
I
very enthralled in his
stop her.
sword.
Oh,
He's
okay.
gonna teach us about this.
I understand. I
But
understand. He can have
I
one
have-
book at a time.
Okay. I require the red leather-bound book.
Okay,
Hand
I
it
put
to him.
Okay.
the bag
So-
back where it was.
Okay, so he opens it up, and it's got diagrams of like circles and lines connecting everything. It looks kind of similar to those word balloon or like thought bubble stuff.
Okay.
And he says, there are many examples in Thyr of objects that have made mysterious journeys into our world. In fact, there's an entire sect of bards that claim a book fell from the sky, given to them by the great god Shakespeare. And it's my...
Like a spear.
Do you say that in character or not?
I think I'm gonna be confuzzled and go, Shakespeare? Why does that sound familiar? Do I need a roll for that?
I want, okay, so I want everyone except Tara to roll a d20.
Ooh, that's a low one.
Hey, wait. What?
Okay, so, share.
I had rolled a 17 first and it didn't accept.
Oh no. Yeah, you have to make sure to roll in the square or else I'm not gonna see it. Okay, so Cheryl, Althea, Kellen, and Osu, you guys hear Guy mutter the name Shakespeare and then like mutter a little bit to herself again. Meanwhile, while this has been going on, Orel has been continuing to ramble on. And he gets to the point where he said, and it's my theory that if inanimate objects such as these can pass through the walls, let's say, of the different planar existences, then it's just quite possible that maybe physical living beings can also travel through. And so that's the current extent of my knowledge at the moment. And
Did you
he
say
like
this to the farmers? Just curious.
why of course.
I think I'm understanding now. So, when you go around talking crazy stuff like that, people tend to think, especially around here, people tend to think that you're crazy and you're affecting everything.
You're a small person.
Well,
in
I
a
mean,
small
there
town.
are a lot of instances where people will misunderstand what I'm trying to say to them. I think it's just maybe miscommunication, or perhaps I guess this is my fault this time.
Would it be okay if I asked maybe 2 questions as to your work? Because I do find it very interesting what you're talking about.
Yes, of course.
So first off, I'm guessing from what you have said so far that you've yet to meet a living otherworlder to this point, right?
Yes, that is correct. Although, according to my theories, it should be possible. But I just have yet to find any evidence within historical text.
Of course. That leads me to my second question, which would be, why would you choose a town like this to research something like that, out of curiosity?
Ah, yes. Well, before leaving Coralink, I decided that for this journey I shall perform the rite of Davkis.
Do I recognize that?
No, hold on. Let me finish the explanation for this because I just now realized that it could be confusing.
Okay.
I decided to perform the rite of Davkis, the god of travelers, and I went to the crossroads and I put my walking stick upon the ground, and then the direction that the stick fell, I walked.
Yeah, that sounds like Devkus.
You remind me of another tiefling I knew a while ago, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
So Aya to players,
Yes.
Davkis is a character from when actual physical Davkis and I first started playing D&D together, and he had the worst luck of he spent a good third of the game incapacitated or physically turned to stone or anything like that. So
I'm noticing a trend in your character's tab.
Yeah, a little bit.
I immortalized him in the world of Thyr as the deity Davkis the Everlost, the god of travelers.
I love that so much.
So, okay, that was tiny lore break over. I realized as I was explaining it that it would be confusing because Davkis gets his name, his internet handle from the same character that I took the name from. So,
Aww.
okay, back into the game. Mac, did you have any other questions for the tiefling?
I do, but considering how he answered the first question, I don't think he'd be able to answer it, so I'll leave it there for now.
Okay. Does anybody else have a question? Kiri, Glammy, I think Kiri is next on the list that we're going up through.
I think technically it's Fallen's turn.
Oh, that is true. Yes,
Yeah.
Fallen is your turn. Thank you, Kiri.
As all this is going on, Osu's head continues to tilt left and then tilt right, seeming to perk up as things are said, until eventually Osu steps forward a little bit, and he says, "If we are talking about other worlders, I believe I am now one of them."
Orel's eyes will go wide, and he begins to fiddle with the necklace around his neck, and you'll notice that it is a pair of glasses that is connected to two different kinds of chains. He puts the nose bridge on his nose, and then he loops two of the dangling chains around his ears. Instead of arms, it's just chains around his ears. And he looks over at you, and he puts his hand on his chin, and he looks at you from different angles, and then he goes back over to the bars near the desk, and he's like, "Oh, please, if you could please just give me a writing implement."
Just reach in and grab whatever is in there.
Okay, you grab a writing implement and you hand it to him, and he rushes back over to Osu, and he says, "Please, you say that you're an otherworlder. How can you be sure that you are an otherworlder?" And he begins scribbling notes before you've even started talking.
Okay, and Osu immediately responds with, "While today's events in the town square were odd, my day started odd. I have memories of a viewing chamber and something called Thor."
Fascinating. And this Thor, was it perchance a play? Were you in some sort of performance hall? And like he's moved on from taking notes and he starts like sketching you and he's like looking at you from different angles.
Seemingly to ignore that question, Osu turns and says, "Who mentioned Shakespeare?"
I
just point.
The dragon appears very flustered.
I don't know. It just came to my mind. And I
I
want to
did
say
not-
love and thunder. What's going on? I remember boxes. And I'm gonna sit on the ground and start crying silently.
Oh no.
I go over and comfort.
Okay.
It's like pat her shoulder.
There.
Can I ask a question to the DM?
Yes.
How much? So I'm trying to make sure I'm playing the character correct here. How much does Osu remember of the description you gave of Fallen dying?
I would say that you remember your last couple of hours as a human, you remember vividly. It's the further you get into your human past, things become a little cloudy, things begin to start kind of mixing, and this is true for everybody. So the further you get in your human past, the things become a little cloudy, they become a little muddled and mixed up with your life in Thyr. You can, if you want to try and remember something specific, you can do a knowledge 4 check. That'll be for both Thyr and like how much of your human stuff you can remember. But I would say like the day of, you'll remember 100%.
Okay, and then to ask one last question, in the terms of the mental state of Osu right now, is it I am playing Osu who has Fallen's memories, or am I playing Fallen who has Osu's memories, or am I essentially a new being that has a mix of both?
See, isn't that the interesting question of the night?
That's exactly what I
asked Aya about this earlier this week.
Yeah. so I've actually
I'm
had
a little invested in this answer.
I've actually had people asking me this, mental conundrum. What do you think? Are you Fallen piloting Osu playing a game, or are you Osu who was once Fallen, who is in the world of Thyr? How do you want to play your character?
Okay, and then I can just make that choice? Or...
Yes. The character is 100% yours now. You are in control. The only thing that I am going to restrict is, like, how much human knowledge you're going to use to act on stuff. Again, we're not going to have Althea building an airplane.
Well,
No.
fine.
No, I gotta draw the line somewhere.
No computers.
What about a magically levitated boat?
Are we playing a Final Fantasy game? I'm down.
We did Square Enix earlier on. So.
Sorry if I derailed us there. I just had to ask these questions
No,
first.
it's okay. It's okay. This we're still getting into the game, so I want everyone, if you are confused about anything, or if you want clarification on something, by all means ask. But yes, the character now, their personality, their backstory, their emotional state. It is all you now.
Okay, well
Look,
then
this poor
I
dragon.
would like to try to make a knowledge or meta check as to whether Osu, or Fallen, I should say, knows the difference between a play and a movie.
Ah, okay. You don't need to roll for that. I can let you kind of take a 20 on that. So, let's go ahead and say that you as Fallen are definitely going to know the difference between a play and a movie, but maybe Osu is kind of confused at the fact that he knows that.
Okay.
Is that helpful information?
After the Dragonborn's response, Osu seems rather confused, and for some reason the plumage on his neck seems a little fluffier than it was before, and he steps back from the center and seems to contemplate in thought.
Okay. Tibble.
Can I interject something?
Yes, go ahead.
Looking towards Osu and Guy, just looking back and forth between the two of them, I just kind of want to, not super loudly, but just kind of throw out there, COVID, Canada, McDonald's, America, just seeing if they react to any of those words.
More
Okay.
tears, more crying.
Okay, so the ranger is just suddenly spewing random words at everybody into the crowd. The tiefling is loving the heck out of this. He's trying to write everything down that's being said.
Is he allowed to do that?
I'm assuming with what we talked about earlier, that with me being the main ego, I remember what was happening that day.
Okay.
I'm not going to
Davkis-
build an aircraft, don't worry.
Yeah, please don't build an aircraft. Davkis. Or Tibbles. One moment.
Yes,
Oh no,
yeah,
oh no.
Are you okay?
Oh my goodness, I hope I muted that in time.
You did not.
Oh no, I'm so sorry everyone.
It's okay.
It's okay. It happens.
It wasn't loud.
Yeah, you're good. Let's
Sorry.
see. So, for the most part of that exchange, Tybalt would probably be kind of toward the back, trying not to be in anybody's way. Tybalt would very much look very sharply at the fighter, with that comment about the druids, but I don't know that he would. I don't know that he would have the emotional fortitude to actually try and anything back.
Gotcha.
But yeah, for the most part, just trying to take everything in, and especially start the interest definitely pops up, starts peaking once we start talking about the otherworldly stuff.
Okay.
Can Osu speak up when I apologize, I can't remember who said it. Who said the words from
me.
Oh,
It was
Brennan.
Brennan
It was
said them
Bren-
all.
It was Brennan, yes.
I
So
was in the turkey all alone.
It was me! I was the turkey the whole time!
God.
Oh, Lord.
Oh no.
Oh, God. You can't just drop that. My brain's not gonna let me not say that quote.
Oops.
I don't get it.
So yes, the ranger would have been the one who just started randomly saying words.
Osu would like to say to the collected crowd, perhaps knowledge and words of the other worlders, as some of us might be, should be kept between us and the scholar, seeing how the town reacted.
I would agree with that.
I agree. As the peacekeeper here, I agree.
Can I just ask a question then? Does everyone in this room have memories of another world, or is it just the three of us?
I just remember was supposed to be falling through glass, I think. Yeah, I ended here.
Yeah, I woke up, fell through a window, and then I just was suddenly sitting on a barrel. It's like, that was weird.
I remember a truck.
That's a classic.
That sounds unfortunate.
It was. At least I think it was. I don't remember too much.
And my second question, because this is actually fairly important then, is if we've all have memories of another world, then did you recognize the words that I was saying? Because just because we all came from another world doesn't mean we came from the same other world or the same time from that other world. So I'm just wanting to compare notes here.
Good question, actually.
I'm not a tiefling, so I'm not a tiefling fighter, so I'm allowed to make these smart choices for a change.
Can
Yeah,
I?
I'm having.
Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I was. My thing was not going to be related to the game specifically.
Oh, mine is. But
Go ahead.
you go ahead first.
I was just gonna say that I'm having. I'm having to not try and play this as a wizard this time.
Aw,
So-
for you. I've never played a wizard. This is
Uh-huh.
gonna be fun.
Fun.
I'm very excited with the characters that you guys ended up rolling. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. Anyway, go ahead.
What would I have to roll to see if I remember a song from the past life? I guess I could call it.
Okay. Let's see. Roll a d20, and I will give you a DC of 8.
Never mind.
You kind of remember a vague melody, but you don't know any of the words. You think one of the words might be Barbie girl, maybe, but you don't remember. You don't know what that means.
Fantastic. What's going on?
We are from different worlds after all.
That was a
I will
funny
say the
one.
music in my world was a little better than that.
You're gonna get a really bad glare through my tears.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
What?
She's a
What is
dragonborn, so it's gonna be really bad glare.
What did you say? What was that? Barbie?
Barbie girl? In a
In a Barbie world?
Barbie world?
Why do I feel like I've danced and sung to this before? This is not like me. This is absurd.
That doesn't sound like the music that I remember, but for whatever reason, the label of the music is metal.
What did you say the DC was for on that song?
So I gave her a DC of 8 for a song.
I
Okay.
immediately start singing the entire song of Barbie Girl.
Oh, Lord.
You have to do it in real life, though. You have to.
Come on!
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Oh crap! I can't remember all the words.
Life is fantastic. It's fantastic.
There you go.
You comb my hair and dress me anyway.
You
can
guys
brush
hear
my
you
hair.
guys hear furious page turning from inside the cell as
You don't need to
Or,
write that one down. That
as
was
I
not
write
important.
down everything everybody's saying.
Why do I want to say this is the worst karaoke I've ever heard?
Osu would like to approach the cell.
Okay.
Are there more otherworlders?
Well, according to my research, and my research is far from thorough, there haven't been any physical life forms that have breached the planar barriers. However, and again, my research is far from thorough, it could be that maybe in the past there have been one or two, and they just haven't mentioned anything. If you can get me back to my lab, my study, my office at Corelink, I can go through my notes, and perhaps there might be something in the City of Archive might have something that could help you discover if there are any other worlders like yourself.
Ooh, well, I think there's an important question as I turn to the collective group. And Osu looks at everyone, head twitching a little bit in a kind of weird way, and says,
Kind of cute way.
"For how rare other worlders are, why are we all here?"
Yes, that is an excellent question. You hear him moving some other pages around, and he's
Praise the
scribbling
god
again.
Abkis.
Yeah, why here and now at the same time?
With that,
Sorry.
I'm
I also
scared.
have another question. I wasn't originally going to ask this when I was asking my first questions, but now that we've come this far, I might as well get it out of the way.
No.
You say you have theories about how the other worlders come into this world. If that's the case, theoretically, would it be possible for the other worlders to return to their world, do you think? I can't speak for everyone else here, but I don't have many memories as to who this body's owned by. I have brief ones, but not very many, so I feel a little fish out of water at the moment.
I don't know about you, but I have a feeling if I were to return, it would be to a corpse.
Fascinating.
I second that.
Again, I'm sorry, but I cannot give you a definitive answer to that question. But
That's
again,
fair. I just didn't expect it to have
but
one.
again, this is a fascinating development.
Hmm.
Please, you must join me. You must join me in my office in Corelink. I have so many questions, and I've never had so many subjects to specimens to interview. No,
I'm sorry, what was that last
What
bit?
did he call us?
individuals to question?
I can't speak for everyone else here, especially after that lovely monologue you just gave. However, I had intended to follow you back to Corelink since the moment that I heard you mention other worlders to ask you these questions. So
Corelink?
I have no other leads at the moment, so I am willing to follow.
Well, you're not going without me.
Corelink, I'm going!
Game question.
Yes.
So I can't help but notice, so in my chat, like when Cheryl is speaking, it says unknown and gives me a bunch of gibberish, while on yours it says they're speaking common.
Yeah, that was my bad. I clicked the common drop down.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You should be able to speak common.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We all should be.
We
able
actually
to.
don't have any languages that I can see, so.
Oh, okay. That's
Let's
on
add
me then.
that. Yeah, let's add that right now.
Yes,
I'm
everyone.
just speaking psychically right now.
Everyone, be sure to go into your thing. If you go into your sheet and you click the green plus sign, you can add common, or you can drag and drop languages from the player's handbook.
I want to see if this actually works. Kiri, can you understand? Does that actually come through okay?
Well, I can read my own language.
No, what I just said.
Yeah.
Okay. I just typed it out and I wanted to make sure it was actually going to work without having to pull it.
Yes, I believe if you go into languages and you type in common,
Yeah.
everyone can speak common.
Okay.
Could someone
It
try
doesn't.
again,
It
just
doesn't
to-
backfill. Just FYI.
Okay, yeah.
I'm to learn Abyssal and only Abyssal.
Hey, I'm down for that.
You would be.
Osu comes over as you hear,
I think the bird's broken.
Tibble just squishes himself as far into the corner as he can get.
How do I?
Althea goes, mood.
In fact, I was about to ask you, X, is there anything that you want to do? Because Althea has been very quiet.
Althea has been very quiet. This has all been extremely interesting. And very frightening. And very eye-opening. But choosing to remain quiet, but very watchful. What
Okay.
the tiefling speaks may well be true.
So when Brennan says that he will be willing to go with the tiefling Oral to Corlink, Oral will snap his book shut, breaking the quill that he put into the book in the process, and he will say, "Fantastic! Now, I just need to get out of this cell, and then we can head to Corlink."
Well, I don't mean to be rash, but I feel like our best and probably wisest offer is to wait till the your lovely jailer returns, since he seemed more than willing to send you on your way to begin with in the first place.
Oh no, he's
Everybody
done
goes
for.
to bed.
Yeah, no,
I
he's
thought he
done
said he was
for
going to
the
let
day.
him go in the middle of the night because he's waiting till everyone goes to bed, right?
Right.
Yes,
I-
that is indeed what he said.
Because I guarantee you, if he walks out that door right now, we're gonna be right back where we started.
Yeah. So no, actually, I will let him out because the jailer, the guy, literally said, just make sure he escaped safely.
Oh, well, I suppose a small respite would do me no harm. He looks very crestfallen that he can't leave immediately.
Patience, my young Padawan.
Um,
said that in character.
I do.
Awesome. Okay, and with that, I'm going to now give you guys an opportunity to sort of break and get geared up. So you can safely assume that you make it back to your own personal dwelling that you have without any kind of incident. So what we are going to do next, and this might be a little chaotic and haphazard, but I am going to let you guys have, free of charge, any kind of basic necessity that your character would need or that you want your character to have.
Awesome.
So
Grease
so
pack today.
for example, there were multiple instances last game where I gave, because of the random generation, I gave people a weapon that they would like to switch out for a different weapon. You can do that now. If you would like to put into your bags, like what kind of traveling gear you want or anything like that, keep it to basic stuff. Like, I'm obviously not going to let you guys have any magical items without paying for them. So at this point, I'm going to let you guys roll for your money. So let me pull open the player's handbook, and I'll let you guys, or if you guys know,
Are we doing it based off of the class?
yes, we're gonna do it based off of your class.
Okay.
Let me see.
If I remember right, in the... trying to find it real quick.
Is it in,
It's toward the...
I thought it was in equipment. Adventuring gear?
That's just the link to the...
Oh
the
yeah,
gear.
that's just a list of stuff. Well, if
Where is
so,
that?
if you go into the player's handbook, does everybody have access to the player's handbook?
I can get people access to it. I actually have it downloaded myself.
So
if you click library in the bottom right corner of the game screen, you should have the player's handbook in the core rules section. Does everybody have it?
So
I've got it.
Okay.
Oh, they're not there for me, but it's okay. I have the book.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Did you hit the modules button?
Oh, there
So-
it is.
Yeah,
If
and
you
you
load that,
open-
if you load that, then it should show up in your library list.
I already have it like downloaded from the previous game. So
Yeah, that works too. That works too.
Cool. So yeah, you can get equipment from there. I guess,
We might
I
have
guess
to look
maybe
it
I
up in
should-
actual-
sorry, I guess I should have thought about this ahead.
What is it under?
I-
Where I get my gold?
I want to say it's at the end of each
It's at the end of each
class.
class,
Yeah.
but I'm
I have
trying
that.
to figure out.
Here, I'm looking it up too, because I remember seeing this.
Oh,
I do
my
know, in
goodness.
case you're wondering, so D&D 5e generally moved to you choose a wealth starting point, and it's based on that.
Oh,
Whether
okay.
you are...
Or is it based off of a background? Maybe?
Backgrounds can add to it. In fact, let me actually see if I can find it in the player's handbook.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm trying to go off of 3.5
Right, yeah.
rules.
Yeah, I think you're right though. That does sound familiar, Colin.
Yeah, because I'm not getting anything
Yeah.
on like. I'm on like a actual like website that has
Okay,
that stuff.
so-
and there.
For instance, if you go to the handbook, go to the reference to creating a character, it says instead of taking the gear given to you by your class and background, you can purchase your starting equipment. You have a number of gold pieces to spend based on your class, as shown in Chapter 5. So I assume we go to Chapter 5 equipment, and there it is under wealth, where it says the different starting wealths.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, starting wealth by class. Yeah. That's it. Page 134. But yeah, it's under equipment. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think the player's handbook in Fantasy Grounds might be a little bit too streamlined for this.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
this is basically episode setup part 2. So you don't necessarily, unless you want to, have to do anything from here on in character.
Yeah.
Again,
Oh.
unless you want to. I
Here
just
we
want to
go.
make sure that you guys have all of the equipment and items that you need and everything like that.
Yeah. So for those that are looking in Fantasy Grounds, you can actually find it. So
Yep.
under the library, go to D&D Player's Handbook, go to Reference Manual, and then in there you can go to the Chapter 5 equipment and starting equipment, and that's where you find the list of classes starting off by class.
Also, if you check Discord, I put it in there.
Oh, did you? Oh, that works too.
I mean, if I had some light in this room, I would actually grab my physical book, but I have to rely on the digital one because I don't have any light in this room.
Yeah, I would love to grab my physical one, but I'm in a completely different room from.
What class?
Is that
am I
your
in?
is that your gold, Fallen?
Yeah, sorry, I meant to roll. So for cleric, it's 5d4 times 10. So
Okay.
130.
Okay.
44 times 10.
But out of curiosity, so generally it's like you take the gold, buy equipment, or you start with equipment. Do you want us to add equipment and gold, or how do you want us to do it?
So the gold that you have is yours. If you want to buy anything specific outside of basic equipment.
Okay.
So you
So that's
can
in addition
you
to
can,
then,
yeah, your gold is in addition to your basic equipment.
Okay.
because we're going to play under the assumption that your character already had the equipment to travel available to them.
I'm sorry, I'm blind. Where is the by class? How do you roll for your starting roll?
Check in Discord. Follow
Discord. Oh, thank you.
How can we
thank
roll
you.
multiple 5d4s?
So what you can do is if you pick up,
if you right click.
yeah, if you pick up a die and then you right click, it'll add one, and you can just do that until you hit the right one.
Or if you right-click the die before picking it up, you can choose a preset amount.
Yeah,
You
that
can.
was what I was saying. If you right click before you pick it
I
up.
didn't realize you could do that. That's new to me.
Okay.
Can I also sell some of the stuff that you gave me?
No,
initially?
just replace it.
Ow.
Sorry.
But I want my 25 gold for my scimitar.
No, just replace it, please.
Okay. Can we also, and I don't know if everybody else will agree with this or not, but can we all agree that Electrum pieces in 5e are stupid and not
We're
use
not
them?
using Electrum pieces.
Thank you.
I, as the DM, am stepping in and saying there are gold pieces, there are silver pieces, and there are copper pieces, and there are 10 to a thingy.
Thank you. An order
You're
of
welcome.
10. The
What
other
about,
Order of 10.
What about the platinum, which is the
1,000,
one above
yeah.
gold?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
what is the standard for that one? It's like
1,000.
100 or 1,000?
That's 1,000. Yeah, it's
Nope,
1,
it-
10,
nope.
100, 1,000.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you doing? Now you've confused me.
I'm sorry. I'm confusing
Damn
myself.
yes.
Go ahead,
No.
Fallen.
Sorry. So platinum is 1,000 copper,
Yes.
but it still follows the 10, 10, 10, 10 rule to where
Yeah.
1 platinum is 10 gold.
Yes.
Yes.
So 10 copper is a silver piece. 10 silver pieces is a gold piece. 10 gold pieces is a platinum piece. Correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
It was
Yep.
copper.
1 gold piece is 1,000 yen. And that
Mostly-
translates to 20 points, which
Oh my
can
God.
then be applied to. Okay, no one else has read that book.
Hamilton broke.
I mostly wanted to just avoid the Electrum piece since it's the one that's like 50 copper for whatever reason.
Yeah,
So dumb. Anyway.
it's silly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's make that. Okay, so now get rid of.
And as far as the game goes, this is pretty much the rest of this session for you guys.
Okay.
Is getting your character set up and ready to start your adventure. So if you have,
How do you...
if you,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
nope, Mike, I was gonna say if you have any other questions about anything else, like you can just ask it, and we'll get it sorted out.
Okay, my quick question then. So, you were saying my Morning Dove is based off the Aarakocra class or race?
Yes.
So, 2 questions for that. So, Aarakocra is not in our default modules.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I
And then
gotta figure out how to get that to you.
And then just barely, so a lot of the races in 5e were updated in preparation for the upcoming new Player's Handbook. And Aarakocra was one of the ones that had a few changes. Do you want me to use the modern, current Aarakocra, or do you want me to use the old one?
Let's go with the modern one because to answer any questions, I will probably Google it. And if we Google it, we will come up with the 5e stuff first. That'll be like at the top of the Google
yeah.
list.
But there's now 2 versions for 5e.
Oh, there are.
Because there's now what they're called 1 second, sorry.
Oh no, this is fascinating. I didn't realize that there were 2 Aarakocra races?
Yeah, so like I said, so they're getting ready to re-release an updated Player's Handbook and DM Guide with all the new clarifications and changes. And
those are
part
gonna
of
be
that,
like $60 a piece. So there's like $120 out of my wallet right there.
the
Sorry,
most
I'm not bitter.
the most recent book updated a lot of the races and character creation because they want to make it less punishing to choose certain races. But because of that, now if you go to like on online sites like D&D Beyond and such, there's now like the legacy version of a race, and then the updated one that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just posted a link from RPG Bot that actually kind of goes into. It's got all of the information about the Aarakocra, including the versions and the class rules and stuff. Both
Okay.
the customizable stuff and the class rules, all the feats, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that kind of helps.
Interesting. Okay.
Would be Morden Kanan and Morden Kanan. It's never mind.
Yeah, Morden Kanan presents Monsters of the Multiverse, updated a lot of the
Yeah.
updated a lot of the races.
Yeah. Tasha's was apparently the first to make changes from the initial one, because apparently there was a third one that was in the Elemental Evil Player's Companion.
But how can there be ogres? I had Morton Kanan's faithful watchhound summons.
Okay, I need to get back to doing this.
Yeah, the reason I was asking is because you can import PDFs into Fantasy Grounds, and I can export the PDFs of the books I own, so that's why I was just...
Let's do this, and I kind of feel like this is the worst answer for the DM to have. But if you can let me know which book you would prefer to pull from, we will get that one specifically into the Fantasy Grounds library, and I will read through it, and I will update. I will go through and I will update my own personal information so that I make sure I'm in line with how you would like to play the character.
This makes me want to do Smith and Evelyn so bad.
I will say this. So we do already have Tasha's. I will say that.
We have to. Oh, is that the one with the goldfish on the front?
I think so. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. I'm almost certain I bought that.
Oh, okay.
Do you
I
guys
don't-
want Xanathar?
I have that one too. I think I bought Xanthar's. I think I bought that one too. I think I have both Tasha's and Xanthar's. The only one I don't have is the Morgan Kanan book.
I don't either. I
There's
also
gonna be
have to
so
play
much
it
reading
in-
for me this weekend. I'm such a bad DM, guys.
No, you're good.
Oh, you're not.
Cause here's the thing. Here's the big like Aya DM rule number 1. You can pretty much do anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be in a book, as long as you're having fun with your character. And like, you're not loophole rulesing yourself into winning. Hi, Tabby.
Tabby?
Tabby, cat. We are kind of discussing character setups and equipment at the moment.
Alright, I need to take a closer look at the druid here.
Am I allowed to?
Is she allowed to do that?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna say, am I allowed to say what I assume my oath is?
Yes, sure. Yeah, you can put that. Feel free to put that in your stuff and everything. Again, the backgrounds of your characters are now in your hands. They're your characters now. Despite the fact that they were created in random generators.
I'm going to DM you something because this oath is very similar to what you also said.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm trying to figure out if I, as a rogue versus as a dwarf, what kind of weapon I would have.
But also, am I allowed to say or give a suggestion?
For me?
One moment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some sort of bow as a rogue. And then, like, a finesse weapon, I think is what the player in my campaign did. They were rogue.
So yeah, like a good distance weapon, like a bow or a crossbow, and then a good up close weapon would be a good starting point.
And just so you know, so rogues, luckily, they're one of the ones that can actually start with rapiers as part of their weapons from level 1, which is a really good rogue weapon. If you don't want to do that, most people go daggers.
Right, but I'm also thinking dwarf because of the axe and hammer side.
Which you can do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And here's the thing, I'll let you in on a little secret. Even if rogues couldn't do axes, I'd still let you have axes.
I mean, there are hand axes, so I mean,
There- yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, you could have like
There.
smaller axes.
I'm pretty sure Bards
I am
can
like
have...
the easiest. I am the easiest
this
going DM that you guys will encounter. I will let you do pretty much anything.
They build
As long
airplanes.
as you don't break my story, Tara.
Sorry, I won't do it again.
Then you
You
get
say
a
that.
curse.
I'm not touching anything.
For now.
Stove is hot. Don't touch stove.
Oh my god.
Is that a stove? Can I touch it?
Oh my god.
No,
I'm
stop
kidding.
touching stuff.
I'm kidding.
There's like a ghostly hand just comes out of nowhere and wraps the
Okay.
dragonborn across the knuckles like every now and then throughout the game session.
Love it.
Ooh, now I'm going to evil
Oh, God.
DM giggle.
Oh lord.
Sorry.
I said the DM because I think it's one of those two. What you said.
I need to look at how spells work with a druid. This is going to be very, very different.
And I can help if so I actually this is actually the third campaign I play a week.
Oh, nice.
Right,
as
that's
well
nice,
as
not
I
getting it.
yeah, as well as I'm a DM, so if anyone has any questions that I
no, Fallen
if
is
you-
DM too.
no, if you need any help by it, feel free to ask, but otherwise I won't butt in or anything. I just want to let you know you can ask me if you have any questions.
Oh, but now I feel a little bit of pressure.
Why?
There's no pressure.
I feel a little pressured
No. Stop that.
because
Every
I'm
DM
like
has their own style.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
you're
like
good.
I'm like a fly by the seat of my pants kind of DM.
Have you watched any of the
You're the
games
best
I
DM.
ran? They're a mess. I don't read the books. I don't follow like any of the numbers. Like,
Rules, where we're going, we don't
Rules?
need rules.
who has rules in this game? Ridiculous.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The rules are what you make them.
Exactly.
That's scary.
Oh, yeah.
Can I do something in character before the session ends?
Sure.
Just basically, it's a simple thing. Since because of how I'm playing the character, I have basically just the starter gear anyways. But if I can find some sort of place like outside of town, I just kind of want to spend the rest of the time until we start the next session trying to figure out how this body works, because I don't have a clue. If I'm like skilled
Okay,
in tracking or
actually-
stealth or whatnot.
So actually, oops. I forgot that everyone can see my DM screen on the stream, and I just opened up one of the secret character files.
Oh, I haven't even been looking at the stream itself.
No, it's okay. I need to be doing that off the thing. So that brings up a good thing that I was going to I was going to let you guys kind of figure it out organically, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right now because that fits. That question is perfect.
Okay. Yay.
So, delete the VODs. So when you finish your equipment stuff and you go out and you try and figure out a couple of things, if you could roll a d6 for me.
He's spending way too much trying to figure out which one's the D6, realizing it's the normal one.
Yep.
Oh, yay! I'm still normal. Normal
Great.
for me.
Okay, great. 1 second. I was really hoping you weren't gonna roll a 6. That was gonna be a little.
It's me. It's me. You never have to worry about me rolling a 6.
Okay, so you go out into the world, and you run around and you're kind of have you ever done those exercises where you're like on a basketball court or a tennis court and you start on one line and then you run to the other line and you touch the
Oh.
line and then you run back to the other line and
They're
you
like
touch that
suicide
line?
runs, aren't they?
Is that what they're? I don't remember.
It's
what
some
they're
really
called.
depressing name.
Yeah.
It's
So
one where you touch the line and go back, then you touch the line and run back. That one,
right,
you're kind of
right,
going
right.
back and forth.
So
Yeah.
you try that, and you feel like you have a good idea about the speed of your new body. You can put a 16 in your dex.
Okay, yay! Thank you.
You find a rock when you get done with your runs, and you decide that you want to try and pick up the rock, and see how well you can pick up said rock. Unfortunately, you are not the smartest. You're not the sharpest crayon.
I'm not a
in the box.
tiefling this time. I'm not a tiefling this time.
You're not the sharpest crayon in the box, and the rock is like actually a bit too big for you, and you kind of pop your shoulder, and it's a little sore. So
just like real life.
So you now know that your strength is 13 and your intelligence is 9.
Again? Actually, no. This is reverse of Makar, because Makar was actually really high intelligence. It was his wisdom that was awful.
So that's what you get. You get that for, and I'm gonna give you those 3 for this session.
Okay.
I kind of want to do the same thing now too.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that as well. I was going to, so this game and the next game, I was gonna try and, kind of prod you guys into exploring your characters a little bit more. Also, be prepared for me to totally make jokes about you as well, like I just did with Brennan.
Fine. I'm assuming I'm assuming 2 of my stats are fairly high.
So, how do you zoom in on a PDF?
I think if you'll-
there's a little drop down.
Yeah. I think if you do control and scroll, it also does it too.
Hats? Did somebody say hats?
Enhance.
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 Guys, I get to
Oh,
learn
Lord.
how to make hats this year. Okay, that's it. I can't go off on a
No tangents.
can't go off on a tangent about that anymore.
Instead of doing like the running, I see how well I talk to people.
Okay. So since you are choosing specifically which one you want to do, you just get to do the one.
Fine.
Okay?
It's the main one I need to know.
Yeah. So you go around and your communication with everyone is fairly well. Everybody, you learn that everyone has a very high level of respect for you. You are saluted by some of the lower level guards and like kind of off-duty policemen, and you can put 14 in your charisma.
14. Added it. Oh, I was looking at my other characters. I saw my charisma score. I was like, ooh. No, like a good. Oh, I don't know why I'm rolling that. I'm sorry.
Nope, it's fine.
How do I edit that?
And wooed.
How do you edit what?
What are you trying to edit?
The stats, the abilities area.
Oh,
You should be
you
able
just
to
click- click and type. So if you click it, you notice that there's a border.
Oh, okay.
Oh, oops.
And
I
so when
see
you
now.
click on it, the border actually shows around that, and you can just type it in there.
By the way, for only a 10, that's a pretty decent roll.
This is the fun thing. It's you guys feel. Oh, no, I just had a thought. If I'm streaming the DM screen, you guys are gonna see my rolls. Better not
No.
cheat.
That's why we're gonna have to kind of apply a no stream sniping kind of a
No
rule
stream
here.
sniping.
Yeah, I try and
Sniper, no
keep
sniping?
yours.
Anybody who metagames using the Twitch stream will be severely punished.
Oh, by the way, you can when you go to convert the stream into a what you call it,
A highlight.
a highlight. Yes, you can actually edit it, so you can edit out the any bits of like just completely cut out any bits of the DM screen.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Let's see.
Using OBS, you could also have like a picture, a ping on your OBS screen that just pops up when you need to keep it private.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
have a picture of a very mischievous Aya there with a you don't know what I'm plotting right now or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Battle time.
Use your Anya face.
Oh, here we go. I got a perfect. Yes, that's a perfect one to use.
Oh, I've got an ad, so I can't actually see it. Yeah, I know what you're about to do.
Let me see. I gotta figure out how to get the individual pictures in here. Oh, ooh, no, I accidentally opened the store. No, I don't want to open the store.
The store?
Yeah, I accidentally opened up the storefront. I clicked on
Oh.
store
Going
by
shopping?
mistake.
I thought you were just gonna add it to OBS, not into Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, into OBS. I guess that's true. I guess I can do it that way.
See,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a
we
little
tried
easier.
this.
Yeah.
and this.
Let's see.
We're
Oh.
going shopping. We're going shopping. Sorry.
I mean, you are kind of going shopping.
I think I'm done. I can't wear armor.
Nope. You are a squishy mage.
Y'all, have fun.
Major wizard or sorcerer?
I don't
Wizard.
wear armor.
Wizard.
Wizard.
Yeah, you're a wizard.
Yeah, that's because you're a
Definitely
monk.
want that.
Mm-hmm.
You can
I was
use your
gonna say,
fists.
It doesn't count that you're running around naked right now.
Ew. X, put your
I'm
pants
also
back
gonna
on.
ask.
It's not naked, it's no armor.
Oh.
Not
Yes,
The difference,
you're also-
a very important difference.
There's a very important difference.
Well, still, you want to get like face first in the battle. I want to be across the room.
Uh-huh. Let's...
No touching.
That's both about the same. I think just...
Glammy, did you have a question a second ago? Other than the
Yes.
one that you DM'd me?
Yeah. Which, by the way, vengeance.
Okay, cool.
I'm completely making my other character in this because I can't help it. And it's good. It was just a good character not to.
I'm trying to decide on what kind of armor I want to get, or if... Well, yeah, I do want armor, but...
Is it okay if I picked up my spells too?
Don't pick your spells.
Oh, okay.
What about the ones that come with, like, choosing my domain as a cleric?
1 second. Because I have what I hope is going to be a fun way of doing the spells.
Okay.
Which is not going to be any, it's not going to have any negative effects on you guys.
Like with certain classes, so like with a paladin, they have like their normal ones they get every level. That's the ones he's referring to.
Right. So.
Well, actually, so like, you know, like when you choose a domain, or if you're a warlock and you
Mhm.
choose who your patron is, it says first level you get these two plus the
Yeah.
ones that you choose.
Right. So, currently, so let me use Tara's character as a current example. So in her spellbook, she has you know what? I will go ahead and I will give everybody yeah, go ahead and pick your spells.
I don't have to worry about it right now.
That'll be the easiest way of doing it, rather than me maybe confusing you with the sort of convoluted story way of getting the. Well, okay, so
How about this?
go
You can
again.
still do the spells you choose, but the ones that come with, say, like me, I get like at a certain level, I get, because I'm a paladin of the vengeance kind, I get Bane and whatever else I get.
Okay.
I can go with
so-
the spells you give me. I'm totally okay with that. I was
Tara,
hoping to have-
the way I'll go back to the example with Tara. So in your spellbook, you can definitively read like 2 or 3 spells. I've already told you, right? And then there were a few pages where you could only understand a couple of words.
Oh, that's right.
So once you have an open spell slot, you'll be able to read the other spells that you have. And the blank pages in your spellbook, that's going to be where you get your new spells from at each level.
I don't remember what the other one was. I know it was Ray of Frost.
And Tybalt also had like his little notebook where he had written a bunch of stuff in, and that was how I gave you
Yeah.
a couple
I
of
have-
spells.
Yeah, I've got mine written.
But if it'll be easier, I can just have you guys go ahead and pick your spells now.
What was the other spell?
I don't get any right now, so I'm good.
Yeah, except Tara, I'm gonna put my foot down for story reasons. You have to follow my rules.
Yes, yes. I want to. I want to. I'm
Also,
sorry.
here's gonna be kind of a house rule with regards to your spells, and hopefully I'm not going to explain it too confusingly. Also, we are closing in on our 15-minute time for the night. We're going to have spell slots. You guys are going to pick your spells at the beginning of each day that you want to ready. However, if it turns out you're in the middle of combat and for whatever reason you're running out of spells and you just really need to cast another spell, we can roll percentile dice, and if you get whichever predetermined above or below 50, and it'll change each time. If you get, it's kind of like flipping a coin and calling the heads or tails as it's in the air. If you manage to get a successful percentile roll, you might be able to cast that spell, but if you fail your percentile roll, you're probably going to get hurt or take damage. And of course, if you utterly fail, it's gonna blow up in your face. But that only works for spells that you already know. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I want to make sure that you have every avenue available to you for some really cool character moments.
Yes.
I will probably wait until the next session to kind of start prodding at my abilities and stuff.
Same.
Okay.
I am curious what my abilities are. Do we have time to prod at those?
Sure. Do you have a specific one that you would like to try and figure out, or would you like to go the randomized route?
I think let's go the randomized route.
Okay. Roll a d6. And let me...
I hope no matter what the roll, there's something good in there.
Yeah. So... you're walking through town, and it's a rather crowded town while you're trying to get your supplies all set up, and you're trying to get back to the inn and get your gear and everything. And as it's late at night, everyone in the town is trying to get the rest of their stuff done, so you're kind of having to weave in and out of everybody. And you also realize that, with all of the excitement that's been going on, like, you missed lunch. And since it's becoming a lot later, you probably have also missed dinner at the inn. So, you're a little tired. You're feeling a little bit weak, but you'll be okay. And with that, you learn that your dex is 15 and your constitution is 16.
Nice.
I think I've got all of my stuff in. Yeah.
I assume those numbers you gave me are including any sort of race bonus I would otherwise have had.
Yes, they should.
Okay.
I am going off of the master character sheets.
The super secret sheets.
Super secret sheets. Super secrets. Secret.
Okay, so when I moved the race in, it also boosted my wisdom by +1. So right now that's sitting at 11.
Okay, that's fine for now.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily trust that number, but
I won't. I won't, but
yeah. But you know, gives you a starting place.
I think I've got everything on my.
Okay. So I am going to mark Dav down as feeling like he's done with his equipment.
So yeah, I didn't need much. Oh, the one thing I was gonna ask. Well,
I know you said you wanted a quarterstaff. So
yeah, I already grabbed that. Yeah.
Okay.
I changed out the quarterstaff I changed out the scimitar for a quarterstaff. I'm keeping the sickle just because it's kind of a small little hand weapon.
Yeah.
But the quarterstaff I think is going to be my primary weapon outside of like spellcasting and stuff.
Okay.
And then let's see. The other thing I was gonna try and decide on armor of some kind, but I don't know what my dex is. You know what? I'm just gonna start out with leather. Yeah, we'll go with leather.
Well, I can tell you that your character is going to wear a green tunic, because that's what I drew him wearing.
Link.
Yeah, he can wear a green tunic under the armor and stuff. That's fine. We'll call it Twilight Princess Link, since that was the one that could actually shapeshift.
Oh goodness.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do regular leather armor. I can't remember where that goes. I think I just drop it in the inventory.
Does anyone else have any questions that they would like addressed at this specific moment in time?
Am I allowed to have a warhammer?
Yes. You can. Do you need to do anything outside of like a basic warhammer?
I don't think so. Just for capability purposes for future leveling, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, you can have a warhammer instead of. None of you have. Do you have any weapons in your character sheets?
I added mine.
yeah, likewise.
Last week that I had a longbow and swords.
Okay, I see. Yes, so if I said something in like the description of trying to get you to figure out what your character was, and you don't want that weapon, you can 100% switch it with what you would rather have.
Okay, I'm switching longsword to warhammer. Because
Awesome. Yeah. Go ahead.
a gnome paladin carrying around a warhammer is pretty epic looking.
Yeah, the descriptions of like your gear and stuff from the previous session was really just trying to help illustrate your classes for you.
I'm going like full dropped-in amnesia route, so I'm totally okay with just having the weapons you gave me.
Quick question in regards to Osu. Do I get to choose my domain as a cleric, or was that pre-generated as well?
You can choose your domain, yes.
Okay, I've chosen life domain.
Cool. Also, make sure that you make a note that your deity is tuppence.
I did. Tuppence is
Okay.
my deity.
Cool.
And
You
I know what my holy symbol is next.
Shoot.
If
This is the
not,
No. I can answer that, but you gotta go on a journey with me upstairs to the library.
okay.
So, give me 1 second. Everybody, let's go on a journey. We're going on an adventure.
Yay!
Why are you going to the library? Oh, deities and demigods.
No, my other notebook where I was jotting down
Oh.
random ideas at 3 in the morning. Yeah, that's upstairs next to my stack of TBR books.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's really the issue, is that I currently have like 4 notebooks that I'm writing everything in instead of just 1 notebook that I carry around with me.
That's kind of good though, because if you're sitting somewhere and you forgot to bring the notebook, then you'll be like, oh, I'll write it later, then you'll forget about it. But if you have notebooks strategically in all the places that you normally sit, you always have a writing place. That's the
So,
word.
Glammy, you, your paladin symbol is the symbol of, the paladin god, which is it is a rising sun. So it's like a sun coming over the horizon.
You've said anything in like the past couple of
Oh,
seconds.
no.
I had to step away because my grandma
Oh no,
needed
it's
me.
okay. It's okay. Here, I'm gonna come back downstairs because now I'm thirsty. And coming down the stairs. That was such a fun adventure, yay! Okay. Thank goodness I have wireless headphones. Okay, so your paladin symbol is the symbol for the like paladin deity. It is a rising sun. It's so you've got like the horizon and then the rays of the sun coming up over the horizon. And on the back of the little medal, it says, "Justice is the light that banishes the darkness of evil."
Cool. Yeah, so vengeance and devotion are kind of really close in that, so that works.
Awesome. And if you want to know any more about the paladin deity, I'm gonna well,
Don't. Okay.
it's not something that you can look up.
Okay.
Thyr has its own pantheon. Sorry. So if you want, you can roll, and that will determine how much information I'll give you on the subject.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just gonna have to wait, and then I'll info dump you later if you prefer.
Let's just do the rolling because it's more fun that way.
Okay. So hold on, let me open up my page 43.
I love the lore of this part. Sorry.
Where is he? I'm scrolling. Hold on. I've got.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
19.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Okay. So, the deity of the paladins, his name is William. He is heavily based on Cuthbert. So if you want to assume things, that's fine. But yes, the deity of the paladins is named William. He prefers to take human shape. He's a human man most of the time. His symbol and saying I just told you. He and we're just gonna leave it at that, because I don't want to ramble too much.
Yeah.
Because I got, like, alignment's not really terribly important. His portfolio and sort of domain are, you know, kind of the same as Cuthbert's. Is, you know, law, justice. He is typically the god of paladins and fighters. And, yeah. Is that enough? Is that
Yeah,
good
no,
enough?
that's good for me. That's good enough.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just was curious. More than anything.
Because, I mean, I don't know how to say this without sounding arrogant, but I got 60,000 words of lore written here,
Nice.
just
Yeah,
about
Lord's
the
Thyr,
world of Thyr. So I don't want to know. I don't want to, like, overload you guys with information that will ultimately not be terribly helpful.
You can info dump me in DMs if you have to.
Cool.
You can info dump me if you want to.
You already know about your deity.
Oh, I do?
Oh, well, that was several years ago. I shouldn't make assumptions.
Oh.
The old gentleman in the wheelchair from the previous game.
Oh. Oh no. Oh, no.
Actually, would you guys kind of like a bit of lore dumping
Was down for
for
it.
the?
I will be. Can't stay long past our.
Oh, that's.
scheduled time.
Oh,
yeah,
that
we
is
are at
true.
time.
We are. Yes, we are at time. I am terribly sorry.
You can have that lore dump next time.
Next time.
Well, we're doing character stuff.
Lord
No,
of Tyr.
Yeah. So that is. Before we wrap up, does anybody have any character questions that they want answered this session?
Not from me. I think I've got everything.
Okay.
All good.
All good. Everybody's good. Everybody comfortable with their things and stuff.
Oh, one more thing. I'm assuming I'm allowed to have the priest pack. That's the basic thing, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Any kind of basic pack that fits in with your character is a-okay.
Said a priest pack or some other pack, so.
Yeah. And I'm going to be hopping in and out of the game over the course of this weekend, like kind of double checking everybody's stuff. So if you guys need, I can let you know when the server will be up if you want to go in and, like, double check any of the stuff that you've done.
Yeah, I'd like if we could know, because I have a lot to do with mine still. So.
Yep. I will definitely go in and I will let you guys know when the server will be up. But that is our time for this week. Thank you everyone in chat so much for hanging out with us. Be sure to check out SMB Plays on Twitter for any and all information on the next game. We have been SMB Tabletop, The Mysteries of Thyr. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Bye.